What's going on? It is your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live. Where we at?
Industry's most wanted.
That's right, Industry's Most Wanted. And look who I got with me tonight. April, beautiful. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's been a day. But hey, listen, seeing all that we have going on, it's all good.
Listen, you are right. There's a lot of craziness going on in the world, and man, prayers out to our troops that are.
Being
It's
the yeah.
it's devastating. It is devastating. But you look beautiful. Like I was telling you offline, but I'm gonna tell you again online. The glasses, the lip color is giving. It's so beautiful.
Thank you.
Definitely. So let's just dive right on in. You started singing at just 2 years old, and you were already on public access TV in Dallas in the early 80s. When did you really realize that your gift was something special?
Um, so I've always liked to sing, and like growing up in church, singing is a thing. And I have a very musical family. Matter of fact, the first song that I recorded after a long time was a remake or cover, should I say, of my uncle's song that was nominated for a Grammy. And I'm so happy that I did that because he passed during COVID. So, and it happened like right before that, and then he passed. So I'm so happy, that I got to do it and he got to hear it, you know people
Yeah,
make it, but when they're alive to hear it, like that's wonderful.
absolutely. That's a beautiful tribute too.
But it was also like the coping mechanism of all the stuff that was going on, in the home. Like singing was a thing. Like that was like the escape.
Absolutely. I hear that often from artists that I have these conversations with that it's truly like a form of therapy. It's an escape. We need something to be able to pour emotions into because the world throws a lot at us. Like you and I were just saying, there's a lot going on in the world right now. And it's like there's a lot of uncertainty out here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it just became like the coping mechanism, just being able to deal. That's really how I got back to recording because there was such a gap in between when I was first like recording and doing things to now. So um, yeah, it's a coping mechanism. Writing. I have pieces of paper, envelopes, receipts that have words on them. Like I write all the time.
Absolutely. So you growing up in the church choirs, gospel shows, talent competitions, how did those early experiences shape your sound that we're hearing today?
Um, I think it shaped it because you gotta feel it.
Mm.
Like you have no shade to anybody. I'm loving what I'm hearing. I know that people have differences about what they like and what they don't like. But one thing about it, when you grow up in that church, doing the church thing, it 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 gives you like you gotta feel it. If you don't feel it, nobody else will feel it. So I think that was like the one thing was that being able to feel it, being able to make others feel it. And I think that's what the church gives you is, and also it is like the perfect stage. Whatever mess ups you're gonna do, the mother, oh, go ahead, baby, take your time. All of those things are, we know it ain't right, but keep on going. So all of those things are like the encouragement that you need because we know the industry is very can be very brutal. So like when you're in church, it's a little different. I know everybody sees like the mega churches and all of that stuff, but like all churches are not those mega churches. A lot of small churches and where a lot of people get their start and learning how to engage. So yeah, I love it.
Absolutely. Did you ever play or have any interest in playing instruments?
You know what? I used to play the saxophone in
Wow.
elementary school. I played the saxophone in elementary school, which was so odd because I'm an asthmatic. So that was a lot.
Bless your
And I
heart.
haven't picked it up in a while, but I've been around here teaching myself the xylophone, and I have bongos and congos, and I'm getting into all of those different things. Just I'm trying to do it all. Trying to figure out what do I want to, what do I want to do. I think just because people think like you're older that you just know it all, and you don't. Like we change.
Absolutely. And the thing about life is we're only here one time. So it's like, I feel like we got to do as much as we can and experience as much as we can at this one shot that we have at life.
Right, because time keeps on ticking.
Yes, it does. Listen, and my body tells me because every day it's something new that hurts. I'm like, what is going on?
Listen, every day my body be like, "Yep, you remember? You remember when you used to be backing that thing up and all that goodness? Yeah." Now
Listen,
my knees and my hips is going, uh-huh.
I was getting ready to go to my studio this morning and I had to get something out of the bottom cabinet. So I kneeled down. I almost couldn't get back up. I'm like, it took everything in me. I'm like, it's crazy.
Some days I get up real good, and some days you be like, "No."
Yeah, no. Stay down here for a minute. Maybe roll over and get.
Listen, I'm one of those people that couldn't sleep during the day. I take naps whenever I can.
I'm a professional. I'm a professional napper because I feel like I always feel better. I feel recharged if I get that nap in the middle of the day. Like now, if I have to be up early the next day, I'll force myself to stay up because it will interrupt my sleep sometimes at night. But if I don't have to get up early in the morning, oh baby, we get a nap in.
Listen, even if it's just that 5 minutes, just that real quick doze off. Listen, it could change. It could change your life.
It will change your life.
Even
Definitely.
from somebody who works, where my contract recently ended, but I was working in the middle school, so they were in and out the door, and oh, I just like, oh, I want to put your energy in a bottle.
I know. I know. Because I don't have it anymore. I'm just like, I wake up feeling tired most days. And I'm like, I just slept. Why am I still tired waking up? It's crazy.
Like I can't get enough.
Welcome for me. Welcome to menopausal years. Like it had throws so much.
Uh-huh.
Men could never.
It's truly they nobody told us it was gonna be like this.
Ooh, lashes and
But I tell my daughter, I was like, not too much. You're gonna get your turn. Keep on living,
exactly.
you get your turn.
It's inevitable. All women who reach our age are going to go through it. That's just what it is.
Quiet as cat men go through it too. It's a little different for them, but they go through it too. People think it's just about having babies, but I'm like, no, baby, that's a hormonal thing.
Absolutely. And just like our estrogen drops, men, they lose as
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
well, so absolutely. So fellas, don't come for us because y'all going to go through it too.
Right. The
Really.
thinning of the hair, the
Oh,
changing of the sleep patterns.
listen, like my hair is so much thinner than it used to be. Like now I'll have to take a comb and kind of like tease it a little bit to give it a little bit of volume. Otherwise, I
Yeah.
feel like I look like I have bald spots.
Listen, right here, my hair, yeah, it's questionable right here.
I'm like here. I'm like, even my part is getting whiter. I'm like, what is going on?
Oh wow, it's like my part is getting water.
But
Listen,
it's all glory to God. We still here to talk about it though.
still here to talk about it. That's the key is to still be here to talk about
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
The
So
key to living is living.
and that is facts. The key to living is living. That's you couldn't have said it any better. Like we have to get out here and live because there's gonna be a day where we can't get out and move like that no more, you know?
Yeah, I look at my parents and I'm like, I remember seeing them now is like, where did this person come from? But
Yeah,
it's like, if you keep living,
absolutely. You are absolutely right. So you've opened up for artists like The wonderful, the beautiful Mary J. Blige. Okay, let's talk about that a little bit. What did you learn from watching, legends like her get up there and work that stage?
Um, like Mary, and that was back in the day. I think that was like the right in between. That was like the while she was doing that. It would. You remember the Budweiser Superfest?
I don't think so.
Okay, so these have the same Budweiser Superfest, and I think like they have different types of whatever they do now,
Yeah,
but they used like Summerfest for Hot 97 and all that, but it used to be
yeah.
Budweiser Superfest, and it was Adina Howard and Mary J. Blige on this one, and watching both of them was the way they could command the audience without saying a word. Like people knew their music, of course, but it was the way that they were able, especially able to command the audience, no matter whatever she was going through personally. She was able to like just be able to command that audience to hear whatever it was that was pouring out of her. That was like the biggest thing was seeing that, them being able to command that stage.
That is motivation right there.
It is because backstage is a whole nother thing. But once like went on stage and just was like giving them the business, like hands down, like giving them even Adina Howard, like giving them the business.
Mm, man, what a time to be alive, to experience up close
That
and personal.
90s music, listen, they need to bring that back.
I had just
Spin the
posted
block on that.
the block on that. I actually just posted on my Instagram story on Saturday because I was listening to, and some of y'all are gonna love or hate what I'm about to say, but I was listening to R. Kelly, which is one of my faves. What he did in his personal life is not my business, but his music is always going to be amazing. And I had posted on my Instagram story that I need that 90s R&B kind of love. Give me that kind of love.
Right. It's something about it. It was very different. The energy was very different. Of course, anytime you're dealing with the industry, there's always gonna. I mean, anytime you're dealing with anything with people, people are not an exact science. So, if you're dealing with people, whether it's church, record industry, work, you know what I'm saying. There's always going to be some stuff, but like that there's nothing like the music industry. Like it is very it could be very overwhelming, which makes me then it brings out my whole degree of my psychology, my master's in psychology, understanding why people do the things that they do outside of that. Because once you're doing all of that, when you come down, if you don't have a community, you can get yourself into all kind of trouble, as we see.
That is a fact. Absolutely, 100%. I just want to take a quick moment to shout out to everybody tuned in. We're currently live streaming on multiple platforms. We're on two Facebook pages. We're on Twitch and we're on YouTube. So shout out to everybody checking in. If you're here, say hello to April. Drop a comment. Raphael Cash over there on Facebook said, "How you ladies doing?" We're doing amazing. Thank
Amazing.
you for asking.
Thank you so much. For real.
Yes.
Like people that listen, that's kindness right there. People are not kind anymore. But you know what? Through all of the stuff that's going on in the world today, people are going back to being kind.
We have to. Listen, because we don't know what the next person is going through. And I say it often, we have to be kind to people because you don't know what they're going through. And I feel like what we put out is what we're going to receive back.
Listen, there's no there whatever that's the law of reciprocity. If you're in
Yes.
the church, reaping and so on, whatever you want to call it, karma, whatever it is, whatever you put out, you get back. You don't
Yeah.
plant apple trees and expect oranges. I
Most definitely. Naomi said, for me, the 70s, 80s, and 90s music was the best. I couldn't agree more.
Indeed, but I'm loving what I'm hearing. They're going back and trying. They're going back and picking up a lot of things. And I'm loving how they're doing it. But I miss the artistry, meaning I miss when people really gave a full show and you know, not just singing a bunch of rips, but like really gave a show and really, did their thing. And just knowing like every night it might not be It might not to you might not have been something, but if you can reach one, then you know, one can reach 10,000. So
You are
never
absolutely
know if you change someone's life. Really, music is very universal, and it can change somebody's life. I'm a witness. I'm
You
a
had
witness.
the opportunity to write a song for Usher. It didn't make the album, but what did that moment teach you about the industry, being able to write for a superstar like Usher?
I like I was so nervous in doing that because at that time, even though he was young, it was like it because I was doing so much writing and I was singing at the time, and just being able to do that was like encouragement for me that I could do something. He liked the song. It didn't make the cut. As a matter of fact, there were many that um did songs for it. People that Dallas Austin, a lot of people, but it didn't make it. They scrapped it and started all over again, and it didn't make it, but it just encouraged me to keep on writing. All you need is one. All you need is one song. All you need is one moment. All you need is one. So for me, it just encouraged me to continue writing, which is why I have song lyrics, poem lyrics. I have them everywhere on everything. So
Yeah. My business partner, he's been in the music industry for around 30 years, and something that he says a lot to newer artists is 3 minutes could change your life, meaning one song.
in real life,
That's all
really,
it takes is that one
all it
song.
takes is 1 minute. Just having I am grateful for the opportunities that I had, back then. Being younger, I was younger then, and having not addressed my trauma. Um, I believe, I'm, you think about the what ifs, but I also look at the lives of people that have been destroyed by this industry and say, maybe it just wasn't time for me at that time. Because when you don't address your trauma, that can lead to drug abuse, that can lead to all kinds of, ailments and illnesses and mental health and all kinds of things like that. And so the what ifs are, yeah, you're like, what could I have done? But I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be able to record, be able to sing. I was able to do a lot of those things, go to those events that you watch on TV and you're like, wow, I'm here. And even though it in your small mind, you feel like it didn't go anywhere, but you did because you had something to hold on. That gives you hope that you could do it. 'Cause again, all you need is one song, one hook. You don't even need a full song. If you can write a hook, you can do it. So, and then it led to me working in the industry. So, being able to work for a job, being able to work at Raucous Records, and do all of those things. So, and I love it. And I love that I had that experience to be able to see the front side and the back side.
Absolutely. How so being that you seen it from both sides, how did learning the business side change the way you move as an independent artist?
Given how we're able to do things now, because independent, a lot of people that we know are independent. They don't even have the big machine behind them. But the industry is still the music industry. Engaging your audience, talking to people, networking, all of those things are still valid. Being intentional about how you roll out a song. Um, and in this process that I've been doing, some stuff I didn't quite do it the way I wish that I would have done it, but I'm glad that I did it anyway. I did it scared, I did it broken, I did it hard, I did it, I'm glad that I still did it because the songs are still out there for people to listen to gravitate to, and I still get feedback from people like I just stand up on this, and this is really a good song, like this really touched my heart, this really made me think. And but the industry, yeah, it was good. And I still talk to a lot of those people. I still talk to a lot of artists that aren't as big anymore, but I still talk to a lot of people that work, in the industry in some, fashion, the form of fashion. Um, and it's relationships that were built that never, you know, you never would have thought, this is 20 years later and we're still chopping it up. We're still talking. We're still navigating life. Because when you're young, you think in the moment. But
Right.
as you get older, you realize that life, it keeps on ticking.
That is absolute facts, 100%. And you stepped away from the industry around 9/11 to focus on your children. What was that emotional transition like, leaving something that you love so dearly?
um 9/11 was something else. That's why everything that's going on now, like, I'm looking like y'all have no idea. um Being stuck on that train, not knowing if you were going to get home, because once you get off, nothing's going in, nothing's going out, and so living in New Jersey and working in New York, even though it's not that far, um I just didn't want that to happen to my kids again, and they were at very vulnerable ages, and so I just didn't think it was a great idea to do that, to continue to do it that way. I still, like I said, I still talk to a lot of, the different artists and all of that. But I had to make a choice for my kids. And I'm glad that I did. I did go back to church, and develop the, relationship with, with the Lord and all of those things. But I still have that grit, I still have that grit. I still have that desire to do something bigger than even just sing in church or just work somebody's album. Like, I have a purpose, in helping people. I love people. And so it took a moment for me to get it together, but I was glad I did it for my kids because, industry work is not a 9 to 5.
Oh, absolutely. And our kids don't say little forever. You don't want to miss out on those precious moments.
Right. Shout out to I call her my sister. But she's my sister forever. She took care of my kids. That day she picked my kids up from school and they went to the house and they waited for me to call, so, and we are still, that's my sister to this day. Almost 30 years, but 20 some years, we still here doing
Oh.
what we do. Which
So
is, yeah, 25 years.
a long time, and that's a real friend right there. That's somebody that's, blood couldn't make you any closer, as they say.
Could never.
So what gave you the motivation and the courage to step back into music after all those years?
Ironically enough, my husband is um my husband is a musician and a
Okay.
producer. And it's so crazy. So when my mom, I'm from Johnstown, Pennsylvania. It's right outside Pittsburgh. And when my parents divorced, my mom moved us to Texas. So I grew up between Dallas, Texas, and Pennsylvania. Going back and forth because my dad was here and grandmother here. And the first house, my uncle is Douglas Miller, who is a gospel artist, Grammy nominated. Um, he was the drummer on those albums. We went to his father's church, and he was the drummer. So I've known him literally since I was 8. He's 7 years older than me, so when I met him, he was already a teenager. But I've known him, literally all my life. And so he was like, "Come on, do this song." We were pastoring, we were all of those things. He's church kid. I was a church kid. We were doing all of that, and he was like, "Do this song," And we had been talking back and forth to my uncle, and he said, "Do this song." And so once we started doing that, and like I said, he passed, but then starting to write and all of those things, I had an incident that happened on the job. This is what kept it going, was that I had an incident on the job where a young man tried to hold me hostage in his house. I used to do in-home therapeutic services. And he tried to hold me hostage in his house. And that really did bring a lot of the trauma from my childhood. being molested, date rape, all of those things that I experienced, it brought it to the forefront, and I just started writing about it. So my songs really are, I'm writing about those experiences, but that's what kept it going.
Oh, absolutely. It goes back to what we were saying earlier. It's a form of therapy. You need something to pour into, especially when you have past traumas, because I feel like some of them things we carry with us forever. It gets easier, but it never goes away.
Nope, it never. You know what? It never. It doesn't ever go away. But what I did learn was that um, people talk about being triggered, but your triggers are your responsibility. And I had to learn how to take responsibility of my own triggers. I can't blame it on anybody else. I can't make it somebody else's responsibility. I had to learn how to be accountable. I had to learn how to say no because I was bullied in school. Like I look at kids now and I'm like, when I was in school, being bullied was, I mean, you just had kids that were bullies. But learning what I've learned working with kids, I learned that a lot of that comes from the household or from that environment. Because, we have our environment, our social norms, and all of that. But then you have um, your own personal subcultures of environment, which whatever is in your home. And I have people that ask me about my mom or my dad, like you didn't tell them, but back I'm over 50. You didn't talk about it. That wasn't something that you talked about. And wishing that we did, but it wasn't something that wasn't something that they talked about. It wasn't something that we talked about. Ergo, all of the stuff that we're seeing now because people didn't talk about it. And so now that everybody is talking about it, our new kids, love all y'all, but they think that, oh, how could your mother have? No, it wasn't a society norm to talk about even mental health. Nobody talked about being depressed.
At all, at all.
Nobody talked about being depressed. Nobody talked about having anxiety disorder. None of that, or ADD. They just said you was bad. No, they can't sit down because their brain thinks differently, but
Absolutely, and I'll be honest, my partial theory on a lot of that stuff you named is from the things have changed as far as what we're consuming, not just food, but mentally, physically. The foods are a big part of it because
oh my
what was
God.
in the foods when you and I were like 10, now they might have three ingredients back then. Now they got 50. So it's affecting our health, which can lead to, like you said, sometimes depression or other, immune diseases and things of that nature. It's times
Right.
are very, very different now. But
Yeah.
I'm glad that people are more open to talking about mental health because it is very, very real.
It's very real. Um, like the song Dochi when she said, my anxiety, like that song is so it wins because it is such a reflection of literally people walking around with anxiety.
Yeah.
And we still have a lot of people that won't address it because our age we were taught to suppress,
Yeah.
so we don't, and we and then think about it. I'm 54, so very authoritative, very authoritative, very what happens in the house stays in the house. Don't you don't go over there. I don't want to see you over. All of those type of things. So
Listen, I'm right there. I'm gonna be 52 next month. So you and I are very age.
we
So
right there, right?
right there, I completely understand. But now we both have platforms to voice these things. You're a music artist. I do radio and podcasting, and we both have an outlet to voice it. And I feel like it's so much needed. And other people need to find a way. If they don't, whether they're whatever it is, find a way or an outlet to let it go. Because when you hold stuff like that in, that's when depression and anxiety and all those other things come into play.
Listen, even sickness and illness. If you hold it in, your body starts to respond to it.
That is
So
a fact.
because either eating, you're eating the wrong thing, or you're doing. Yeah, they had a young lady who was vegan for 10 years. She died. She died though. She died because she was malnutrition. So yes, take care of your health, but you can still do too much. People forget balance. balance is not talked about. Temperance, making sure that, yes, I pay attention to the things that I need to pay attention, that I'm a good steward over my money. I prioritize, I serve, I help people, but also that I have balance and I learn how to say no. Like, I'm a person that loves people, and I would just run myself crazy doing everything for everybody, people, and all of that. And then I had a stroke. So it'll be 2 years in May. And it
Wow.
was simply, I literally ran myself until myself couldn't run anymore. And I, when you think back, I was having all of the symptoms and I ignored them because I was so busy doing everything for everybody else. And I wasn't taking care of myself.
We have to learn to say no without explaining ourselves. It's just no.
No is a powerful word, and we should learn how to say it. Yeah. I can
Yes.
respect somebody telling me no. What I
Of
don't
course.
like is for someone to, be fake with it, or tell me they're gonna do it when they know they're not gonna do it. Just say no. It's okay.
Listen, I really don't exactly don't beat around the bush as they say. Like just tell me no. Or if I ask you something, don't lie to me to try to make me feel good. Give me the truth of whatever it is. People
Right.
telling these little bitty fibs because they think they're gonna hurt my feelings, baby. You ain't gonna hurt my feelings. I'm gonna feel good because you were honest with me.
Yeah, but you know what though? When you tell me the truth, then I can. If you tell me the truth, then I can go and I can work on it.
Exactly.
Can't work on what I can't. I think we fool ourselves into thinking that we know everything. There's no such thing. You got to be able to listen to somebody. Um, you got to be able to hear somebody. You got to be able to take something from somebody. Even with the kids, I listen to the kids. Sometimes the kids say some stuff, and I'm like, y'all might need to listen to the kids a little more.
Right. We can learn from them too.
I mean, they do some stuff. Kids are kids, and
Yes.
especially in this time, they're a little entitled and think that they gotta have this and gotta have that, and you're like, no.
Shout out to Shamika for the super chat.
Hello.
Appreciate you. And shout out Shanghai checking in. He said, shout out to April for your story. So, see, people love to hear your journey and your story. So, thank you for being, vulnerable and transparent and sharing all the things that you have.
I believe in being open and honest about who you are. And if I don't tell you something, it's probably because I haven't thought about that yet. Because healing is not a straight up and down, or, it's not that. It's very, it's all over the place.
A
So when
roller.
you're dealing with stuff, I'm learning stuff about myself now. I'm learning that as much as I love people, I have a people meter. And when it's tapped out, it changes me. Like it changes me. I'm learning not to allow myself to be overwhelmed or overstimulated, because that causes you to respond in a way that maybe you shouldn't, which is now you arguing with somebody, or, you know.
You and I sound like we're about the same person because I say that often. When I'm around too many people for too long, I get very overstimulated. When I was much younger, I was a butterfly. Social. Now I'm like, I like being home. It's my peace of mind. I like being myself. Leave me alone. Like times have
But
changed.
even back then, like it was so crazy. Like, I have this story about Marlon Wayans. I went with my girlfriends and we went to Soul Train Awards, and we're at House of Blues. And I was by myself, even though I was with a group of girls, like they were doing their things. Shout out to them. Everybody was doing their things. We're all grown. And I was just by myself, and he walked up to me and he was like, "Yo, you in here by yourself?" I was like, "No." The girls was in here. I was like, "Well, where are your girls at?" I was like, "Well, they're in here. They'll let me know when they're ready to go." And by then, we had now created this conversation. So, me being who I am, I always had those moments where I was off to the side sometimes. Even though I might have been a part of a group, you go back now, I always had moments where I was kind of off to myself,
Yeah.
found myself off to myself, and, Wayne's family, one of the most beautiful families you could ever meet. Marlon Wayans, he is a great guy. He
Yes.
didn't take advantage or anything. He was a great guy. And he could have, like, because of, what was going on, but he didn't do that.
That is amazing. That is amazing right there. Your puppy popped up for a quick second. I was trying to say hi,
You
but she
saw her? Told you if you see her somewhere,
she
say
had to get her little moment of shine. I love it.
one ear down, one ear up. Yeah.
So you're also the founder of Pink Heart Rehab. Tell us more about it.
Pink Heart Rehab. It started with so basically it started as a women's group when my husband and I were pastoring. It started as a women's group and it kind of evolved into um learning of teaching women how to connect, to be that that girl's girl, being honest, because um as women we have to be very honest. We lean towards the fantasy, because from the time we're little kids we're taught fantasy. Barbie, Disney, all of that stuff is fantasy, and fantasy is pushed into our faces all the time, and so it tends to offset us, and so that's how it started. But it started from just wanting to learn how to connect and rebuild and have hard conversations, like being able to say no.
Well,
I
that
don't want to do it. And so just connecting, like even this weekend, I'm doing a small invite only session of Pink Heart Rehab, just kicking it off again, where we'll come and we'll connect. If you have a business, like they'll bring whatever it is that they may sell or the service that they have, and just learn how to connect again
I
in
love
a
that.
in a
Where-
real way.
No, absolutely, because there's a lot of connecting virtually, but not that human connection. Where is it going to be held at the event?
It's going to be in Irvington, New Jersey. So it's a small setting for this one because I'm relaunching it, and so from that I'm going to do a bigger one where like everybody can come in. So I'm going to be in Irvington, New Jersey, doing it. I'm sending out the invites to people. I've been sending out the invites, so I'm waiting for everyone that I've sent them out to RSVP. But I'll be doing a big one when it gets warm because the winter has been so disrespectful.
I've
So
been
disrespectful.
seeing, I have been seeing it's, and now it's finally like getting nice out here in the Atlanta area. It's been a little bit warmer.
Listen, we had like 7 inches. We got about 8 inches, right? And it dwindled down to about 5 or 6. And then we had the 14 inches when it did the whole big snow. And then because I'm back in Pennsylvania now. So I'm not far from Jersey, but I'm back in Pennsylvania. And then turned around and we got like 8 inches on top of that. So we're out there with snow blowers and shoveling. They won't deliver my mail if I don't make a way for them to, oh my God, awful. So my husband did buy me a snow, he did buy me a snow blower. And quick little thing, I was pushing back on him about the little snow thing because I was so used to doing it manually. Plus it was my exercise and I get my
Right.
steps in. But once he pushed me in, I was like, oh my God, okay. But once he did, what would take me like 40 minutes and a couple extra backaches took about 10 minutes. So I had to tell him he was right.
I don't blame you. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of manual labor.
Listen, because the driveway is about 100 feet, so it's kind of long. And
Yeah.
then we have the walkway. Oh my God. I'm like, so the snow, at one point, I had like about 20 inches of snow in my yard.
Oh my gosh. I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine. I could not imagine.
And
The South, so I don't.
it was below zero. So yeah,
Mm,
like right now it's saying chance of snow on my thing here is saying chance of snow.
no more snow. You've had enough.
It's so disrespectful.
It is disrespectful.
It's so disrespectful. When I woke up Sunday, it was Sunday or Saturday, it kind of dusted. I was like, oh, not again.
Not again. Here we go again.
Right. Ah.
Definitely. Shout out to Robert over there on Facebook checking in. What's going on? We are on multiple platforms right now. So, you were professionally active in the 90s and now you're creating in 2026. What's the biggest difference between the industry then versus now?
The energy that I have, I am not in my 20s anymore. I still know what to do. I still know how to do it. I'm very active in what I want to see. I do like all the graphics. I'm doing the pictures. I know. And shout out to Rockets Records. They taught me so much in being there because I was the video commissioner's assistant. So I got to work in the editing and all that stuff. And so now I'm able to like really utilize that stuff for myself. Like, I mean, when I worked at Jive, it was for the radio promotion. So I know about the radio promotion, and it's so different now because indie artists is different from, but a lot of stuff, networking with people, talking to people, knowing your audience still does not change. Like that hasn't changed from the 90s at all. But I would just say my energy level. I'm gonna tap out a little bit.
I'm
But
right
I'm
there.
grateful. I'm grateful. Like I said, I had this stroke. It'll be 2 years in May. I literally am just able to stay on the treadmill 30 full minutes without losing my balance. I could only do it. I think I got up to 10 minutes, but I'm up to 30 minutes. I'm pushing up to the 35 minutes because they don't want me to take it too much because we don't want to go back. And then I had my experience, like I didn't have to learn how to walk and talk and anything. I did have some of the I still was having some of the tingling and numbness in my face.
Yeah.
It wasn't visible for you, but it was visible, like I can feel it or whatever, but I don't have that anymore. But also being able to remember my song. I went to do a show and um I I didn't realize that the lights, the stage lights, it caused my brain to buffer. You know how your computer buffers? That's
Yes.
what it did. So, but now I'm able to sing my songs, remember the words. So I had to pause a little bit. I couldn't really do any shows per se because I couldn't remember words.
Mm.
And not just like you not remember words, because when I was in church, I was definitely going to change your song up. I was going to rewrite your song.
You did
That's
the
listen, rewrite whoever song I'm singing. I'm rewriting this song. I'm gonna forget a word or two or three, but it was different because I couldn't remember. I couldn't. It was like the stage, the lights. I couldn't take it. But I was helping another artist. Her name is Renatha here in Newark. I was backgrounding for her and doing things like that, and still doing some other things. But show wise, I wasn't doing them as much because I really had the neurological part was what was impacted.
Yes.
But I'm
Understood.
back.
Yeah, my mother, when she was probably about the same age as you when you had your stroke, she was early 50s, and that was the main thing that she dealt with too. Is I remember there were so many times she would tell me something, and then a few days later she'd tell me again, and because she would forget stuff, and it was
Yeah.
kind of like that forever for her, and so she definitely experienced the same thing. But I'm so all glory to God that you're bouncing back, and you look amazing.
Hey, listen, we went to the Sherry Shepherd show the other day, me and my son, and they all thought like we were siblings or something. And he was like, "No, this is my mother." And they were like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, "Thank y'all so much. You were so kind." I was like, "I guess my mother not, being the church kid and couldn't go to a lot of things that my friends could go, worked out in my favor." But
Absolutely.
I have a motto: I drink my water and mind my business. That keeps you young.
You better believe it. Absolutely. I gave up back in 2017. I was never like a heavy, heavy drinker, but I did drink, alcohol and stuff. 2017, I gave it up and I've never looked back. And because I just felt like I couldn't bounce back from it like the next day, like I used to when I was younger.
Right.
Hangover
Right. You don't
like,
bounce back. Listen, You don't bounce back like you used to, and I guess you know a lot of that brought like a lot of extra weight and depression and stuff because you're not able to do what you were accustomed to doing. Even though, like you know, getting older, you don't do what you. But I wasn't even able to do that.
Yeah.
Like the energy levels, the remembering things, not being able to get my words, it would be so frustrating. And I could tell it could frustrate other people, but I was like, imagine what's going on in my head. Like, you think you're frustrated, I'm frustrated. It's a simple thing I'm trying to tell you, and I can't remember anything. But I, you know, again, I was accustomed to giving people, you know, that grace and knowing that they really don't understand. Like,
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So for any women who feel like maybe it's too late to chase their dreams, what would you
no,
say to them?
no. What's the actor from Black Panther? She was 89 and she got Black Panther. She decided she wanted to act and got Black Panther. It don't get no better than the story about that. There's a couple that just got married. I think the man is like 90 something and the woman is like almost 90 and they just got married.
Beautiful.
There is no age limit. You if you can dream it, you can do it. The key is to move from the dream to actually doing it.
Yes, I
So
agree.
if you
I
can dream, you can do it.
So before we get into your song and take a listen to it, do you have any projects in your works? Are you working on any EPs, albums, or is it mainly singles you're focused on?
So right now I'm working on a couple of singles. I have one. My stuff is very faith based, but it's also very broad. Like even the song we're getting ready to listen to is the remix of the original, of course, but it's because I always wanted it people to find their own place in it. And if you know me, you know I love the Lord. If you follow me also, you know I love the Lord. I do. But I'm also open enough to know that everybody has to have their own experience. So I'm working on, but I'm also working on a spoken word. I was trying to do it for Black History Month. It didn't work out. So within the next week, I'll be finishing it up so I can wrap it up. But I'm actually doing a spoken word about women, Black women specifically,
Love it.
or women of color specifically.
I love
You
it.
know, because this is Women's History Month. So
We got to celebrate it.
we gotta celebrate it. But also, I have another single coming out that's like it's an homage to like Jill Scott, Moonchild. It's very neo soulish, you know, very rock gospelish.
I
That's I
love
love it.
That's a beautiful sound.
It is. It is. It is. Listen, the D'Angelo, the Lauren Hills, when
Mm,
they did it in the '90s, they were doing it for real, and I've never stopped wanting to do that type of music. And I love gospel music and all of that, but I just want to see some diversity. I want to see some people do something different that's never been done because I why not?
absolutely, and I'm loving that I'm seeing a lot of these artists who were very, very popular and relevant in the 90s, early 2000s making their way back, such as yourself. I love that. There's plenty of room and we need that good music.
Listen, if you can dream it, you can do it. I'm telling you, there's no age that you can't do it. There's so many different avenues. If you want to write a book, I have a song called Bruise Girl. I'm actually turning that story into a book. You know, so I'm working on all of these things because why not?
Why
I
not?
mean, I'm not the big artist, yes, but there's people that never heard even the songs that I've done. So that's was the one reason for the song that we're doing that's coming up now, that we're gonna listen to. You know, no one heard. You know, everybody didn't hear it. So now here we are with it, and we did a little spin on it with a
Absolutely.
good friend.
Yes, absolutely. I speak on that often. I'm like, none of us are bigger than the program. There's still people out here who don't know me. They haven't heard of my platform. They haven't heard of your music. We have to continuously push it out there because it's a big world.
Right.
Big, big
Listen,
world.
uh, people say, "Oh, but I failed at this." But you know what? You know how many people didn't even try. So I heard somebody say, "Congratulations." you failed. And they was like, what? It was like, no, congrats, because that means that you at least tried. So yeah, keep doing it.
Agreed. Agreed. Absolutely. So the single, It Was You, new mix. Tell us about it.
For one, it has my boy Picasso Verbadelic. He's big in the DFW area. But we worked way back early '90s. We went to college together. For a stint in college, and he was the one of the reasons I ended up being able to open up for Mary J. Was being a part of that on the K104. If you know anything about the DFW area, they were all over it, and they just allowed me to be on a song. And so I wanted to do something with him. I would have hoped his partner would have been able to do something, but that didn't work out. Rest in peace to Mr. James Shepard. But it started from the original song. It Was You was about the sexual abuse, the molestation, and all of those. And so this is just a uplift of the of the song. It's it was different. My husband pushed me because I wanted it to be another way, and he was like, no, 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 this way. And then Picasso, he gets on there and does. He gets on there and just does his thing.
Does this
He
is
does his thing.
is it available on all the digital streaming
It is.
platforms?
Yes, it is available on all of it. Now, the way that they have it is you always have to put my name first, Apryl in the song, because there are other Aprils. So
Right.
yeah.
Absolutely. So I've got your Instagram account. It's been scrolling across the bottom of the screen, but tell everybody all the platforms that you're active on where they can follow you.
Um, I tried to get on some of the other ones, but I just get overstimulated with too many. So on TikTok, it's I am April. Um, I think it's at April G, but it's I am April is there Apryl. On Instagram, it's I am dot Apryl at I am dot April, and then Facebook I am April. I'm on all of those, and I also have a YouTube channel. I am April on YouTube, but on YouTube, I'm gonna relaunch that as well, just because when I was getting ready to relaunch everything, I had the stroke, so I've kind of had to like pull back, get myself together, so that now I can put the energy into everything. I am April on all of those.
Definitely. April, who do you want to give thanks to that's been loving you and supporting you through your journey?
My mom, my baby brother, he just got out the hospital today. Um, he has been in the hospital for the last week, but when I say um, he supports me in everything. He wears all in merch that I have. Whenever I have it, I'll have little batches. He'll wear it all. When I say he supports me through everything, every opportunity that he can get. Shows, he'll say, "Hey, I need you to come down here." Because he's in Texas. I need you to come down here and sing on this show. And he's always trying to push somebody my way or bring me to somebody. I had something for a bucket list. I wanted to be in a movie, and I went down there, and he was like, "Hey, come be an extra in this movie." So I got to be in this movie, Christmas movie on Tubi. It's on Tubi, but it was a bucket list, and he knew it was something that I wanted to do. But my husband, I get on his nerves all the time, but he loves me. I'm constantly in his ear now, like, can we finish the song? But he's been sick, under the weather a little bit, so you know. I'm gonna give him a little grace, and then I'll get on his nerves again about finishing this song. Since he gave me grace to go to school and get the masters and all of that, I gave him grace to go to school and finish, because he's a computer guy. He does AI now as well.
Okay.
So, matter of fact, quantum neural edge is his business. So if you want to have your business automated, like the stuff that you do, you want to automate it, he's your guy.
What's the
And
name of
then
his?
there's Chris Baptiste. His business is on. Quantum Neural Edge,
Mm,
and he's really good with it. He just he's working out doing some business, some stuff for people, so that they don't have to work so hard. They can manage the business. Small business work way harder than anybody. So when you're able to have it at your hands, not that you get rid of yours, they're more efficient because
yes.
it's at their hands. So yeah, he does. He's doing that right now. And then there's Chris Baptiste, my manager. He is,
Shout out.
he,
Yes,
he does
he's
everything.
he is amazing. We've been chatting back and forth for a while now. That's how you and I connected. So definitely shout out to Chris. We
He
appreciate
was
you.
my first manager. He was my first manager, and then I moved to some other people, and then I stopped and all of that stuff. And now we're back at it. But I've known him pretty much all my life as
Shamika
well.
Shamika said, "Thanks, April, for your willingness to be open. Your testimony is a blessing." Yes, it is. And Shamika, we thank you for being here.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, I love to tell people that because I want people to always have hope. Like working in the school with the kids, I always like, listen, you can do this.
Yes.
You have resources that I didn't have, and but my thing was to always be to somebody what I needed. Like I even worked with the senior citizens. Like I just did there's a small rehabilitation senior citizen home rehabilitation center in Newark, and it's very underserviced. So I took them stuff for Valentine's Day. I took them stuff for Christmas. Like I because one day that's gonna be you. You know, Seniors and kids. It's the people in between that
I'm
run
with
blood pressure up a little bit.
that. I got a weak spot for the kids and the seniors. Everybody else in between, I'm like, leave me alone.
I love y'all.
Stay over there somewhere. Most definitely. And thank you, April, for being here tonight. This was beautiful. I appreciate you. But we're gonna go ahead and check out your song so everybody can hear it if you can introduce it for us.
This is It Was You New Mix featuring Picasso Verbadelic.
Already, you guys stay tuned.
Woo! April, yeah, Picasso. We about to do it again. Yeah. About to move some minds with this one right here. Yeah, come on, let's go.
I was a kid living in the hill, been awoke in places I can't tell. Now I got all these feelings, don't know which one to feel. Go to sleep with the constant reel of pain, and now I'm drained. Couldn't always see the view, I felt like giving up on you. It was you who came to my rescue. It was you who came to my rescue.
Talk to 'em.
Like an addict, I live to be touched. Using my pain not to cry. Trying to tell my story, but they all got their own stuff. I'm feeling crossed between life and death, and it's left my heart with nothing but regret.
A smiling nothing but a frown to upside down.
Right.
Outside it seems I'm happy, deep inside I know I'm not. I lost everything I own. Round people feel alone. I'm so used and confused. Today I'm a message on. Tomorrow I was drowned in sorrow. Oh man, I need to borrow. Maybe just a buck or two. What am I supposed to do? I got a girl that thinks she loves me. Knowing me, it will be a time when a wicked mind decides I do not want to hug. A bit of friends are gonna make her think that I'll abuse her. Birds with whacking, it's a fact. Like Tahiti, I'm a loser. My life's a shame that I'm to blame. My soul is gonna ride away. Life is quick, you can't die. It's a game you gotta play. I can't pretend I held it in. You know I did it oh so long. I had a chance to make you dance, but my time is come and gone. Within my eyes, the secret lies. What happened in my home? At night I scream, imagery is messing with me while I'm grown. Now that the
Robert gave you the fire emojis. He's loving the record.
them the ones you gotta feel. Will you please leave me a ear? Me with Trixie Curry. My soul is cold and I'm a foe. If the Lord don't come in hurry, I'll oblige a mighty God like Mary. The life I live is very scary. It's scary, Jerry. Being in a mortuary.
It was you.
It was you.
You
Shout out to Shamika. She's loving the record too.
You.
Yeah. April. April. Picasso. We done did it again. Yep. And I'm out. Oh my God, this feels so good. Yeah.
That record is a whole vibe. It is such a fun record. It's a feel good record. It's a very upbeat record, and I feel like that's what we need right now.
And it, oddly enough, for the context, for what was going on with it, that was the goal, was to make people like actually hear what the song was.
Yes.
Because no matter what you go through, I will say this: no matter what you go through, whatever you believe in, whatever high, like there, we are the creation, and He is the creator, and He doesn't look to hurt us. He doesn't look for us to be in pain. He gave us the power, to manage the earth. It's just us who's messing it up.
Absolutely right. You are well, April, I appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you so much. If anybody missed the interview, if you tuned in late, it does stay permanently here on my YouTube channel. So, feel free to go back and watch it again and again and again and share it with a friend, tell a friend. But everybody that tuned in tonight, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Yes, absolutely. And y'all have a beautiful and blessed rest of the night.